Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah, so in the previous video, I was under the assumption that the week 13 had completed, but I'm noticing that the 15th passage is also part of week 13. So let's go ahead and create for you this final video, and it's about a page long. Title heading is Yusufu Yas'alu Taftisha. Yusuf alayhi salam seeks investigation, or asks for investigation. Investigation is the appropriate translation for the word taftish. وَلَمَّا جَاءَ الرَّسُولُ إِلَى يُوسُف, and when the messenger came to Yusuf, وَقَالَ لَهُ, and said to him, indeed the king is calling you. Okay, so the comma hasn't come yet. The second half of the lamma sentence hasn't come yet. The wow there is not a comma. Basically all of that together is mudaf ilayh for lamma. And on the next page, ma radiya would be the second half of it. One more time. And when the messenger came to Yusuf and said to him, indeed the king is calling you, Yusuf a.s. was not content to leave the prison, was not content on leaving the prison like this. So radiya means to be happy, to be satisfied. An yakhruja min as-sijni would be the maf'ul bihi, and hakadha means like this. While the people are saying, this is Yusuf, this one yesterday was in the prison. So they're using the hadha pronoun with contempt, like inferiority, to indicate inferiority, that this is Yusuf, this one yesterday was in the prison. Indeed, he betrayed the minister. Innahu khana al-aziza. Inna Yusufa kana kabira nafsi. Indeed, Yusuf alayhi salam was high in self-esteem, abiyan, dignified. Inna Yusufa kana kabir al-aqli. Indeed, Yusuf alayhi salam was high in intelligence, dhakiyan, smart. Okay, so what we're seeing here between the adjective kabir and the word nafs has a special name. It's called idafa lafdhiya, spoken level idafa. So it's not like Zayd's book, where you have two nouns, but instead you have a verb-like entity, and what would otherwise have been its governed one. Okay, let me explain this a little. So if I want to say Zayd has a beautiful face, I can say that in numerous ways. The most basic way is saying wajhu Zaydin hasanun. Zayd's face is beautiful. If I want to keep the focus on Zayd, I'd say Zaydun wajhuhu hasanun, using nested structures. Zayd, his face is beautiful. A third way of doing it is Zaydun hasanun wajhuhu. Hasanun wajhuhu, where the hasanun word is first, behaving like a verb, and wajhuhu would be the fa'il for hasanun. Now this third one that I mentioned, it could be abbreviated, and you can take the Hasan word and the Nafs word and create an idafa relationship, and that would allow abbreviation. It would accomplish a number of things. First of all, you would no longer have to say Hasanun, so you relieve yourself from the need to place that tanween. And second, the pronoun can be knocked off, and it becomes Zaydun Hasanul Wajhi. Zaydun Hasanul Wajhi, and it means the same thing. The Hasanul Wajhi is in the exact same meaning as Hasanun Wajhuhu. Okay, now there's rhetorical differences, because in Arabic there's no two structures that are 100% identical, but that's beyond scope of what we're doing right now. So instead of Inna Yusufa kana kabiratan nafsuhu, because the word nafs is feminine, and if kabir is behaving like a verb, it too would need to be feminine. So separate version, full version of this is kana kabiratan nafsuhu. Indeed, Yusuf alayhi salam is such that his soul is exalted. His self-esteem is high. Nafs here, it doesn't mean soul, it means self-esteem. So that kabira tan nafsuhu, compare that with kabira nafsi. See how easier it is? So this is called idafa lafdhiya, and it's going to come in the Hidayatul Nahu book, so you can wait for more details there. Abiyan is a sifa mushabbaha on the same pattern as kabir, and it's from aba ya'ba, which means to refuse. So he refuses to be insulted. He refuses to be taken advantage of. So this is it translates to dignified. Okay, and then moving on. لو كان أحد, had there been someone else. Okay, obviously it means someone else. So the word else, we'll just insert that for context. Okay, had there been someone else in place of Yusuf in the prison. وجاءه رسول الملك, and the king's messenger came to him. وَقَالَ لَهُ رَسُولُ الْمَلِكِ, and the king's messenger said to him, indeed the king is calling you and waiting for you. يَدْعُوكَ وَيَنْتَظِرُكَ. لا أسرع هذا الرجل إلى باب السجن, comma, that person will surely have run. Okay, the surely is a little subtle, it's not that profound. The la is serving two purposes, is adding a degree of emphasis, but more importantly, it's separating between the two halves of the conditional statement. What's on the right side of the la is the condition, and what's on the left side of the la is the reward. And la is conditional. It's a little different than in. In is also conditional. In takes the two verbs that follow it and puts them into the future. So it's conditional future, in. If you do this, then such and such will happen. Okay, now law is when you're looking back at a past event and looking at alternative ways that it could have played out. So it's hypothetical. So that's the translation. One more time. Had there been someone else in place of Yusuf in the prison, and the king's messenger came to him, and the king's messenger said to him, indeed the king is calling you and waiting for you, this person would have ran to the gate of the masjid, would have run to the gate, whatever the English is, would have rushed, okay, rushed, I think that's better, would have rushed to the gate of the prison and exited. وَلَكِنَّ يُوسُفَ لَمْ يُسْرِعْ. However, Yusuf a.s. did not run. However, Yusuf a.s. did not rush. يَسْتَعْجِل means to rush. Bal, rather, he said to the king's messenger, I want investigation. I want investigation. أَنَا أُرِيدُ التَّفْتِيشَ. I want inquiry into my case. Okay, so the al-bahth means research, inquiry. And taftish means investigation. Pretty straightforward. Qadiyati is qadiyya plus the ya pronoun. My case. وَسَأَلَ الْمَلِكُ عَنْ Yusuf. And the king asked regarding Yusuf. وَعَلِمَ الْمَلِكُ. And the king knew, and the people knew, أَنَّ يُوسُفَ بَرِيءٌ on the next page, that Yusuf is innocent. أَنَّ يُوسُفَ بَرِيءٌ. وَخَرَجَ يُوسُفُ بَرِيئًا. And Yusuf a.s. exited in a state of innocence. Bari'an, so this is hal, zul hal and hal together connect and form the fa'il for kharaja. Wa akramahu al-maliku, and the king honored him. Short video, you might want to watch it twice, and I think that should be sufficient. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.